loves. Welcome back to our channel. If you're here, you're watching Joe and Zar on Joe and Zar's
YouTube.
There you go. So thank you guys so much for joining us again. We are back to talk about Ready to Love. Okay, so this is Ready to Love episode. I don't understand what's going on with the seasons, and maybe you guys can bust down and tell me what's going on. Because when we look in our own app, this is season 3. But season 4 already had... Season 4 is up there. Did you notice that? On the own app?
Yeah, but I don't know that it's necessarily episodes 4. For season 4.
It is. It's episodes populated. It's very weird. So, I don't know. So you guys tell me what the debacle is with that. But we are back with another review, and it is now the men's turn.
Yeah.
To eliminate somebody, and they aren't holding any punches. So let's just start off with what we start off with. Uncle Tommy came through, and the men clapped and stood and clapped for them. And I'm going to mention this every time.
It's starting to annoy me a little bit. Like, all right, y'all.
It's not, I'm not crazy, right?
No, it just is.
And I'm not saying
weird.
Don't give him his just desserts. I love Nephew Tommy, but it don't seem like excessive.
It's just weird.
It's weird as hell.
It's weird, and it seems like production, and we don't really need it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it'll be enough drama with people dating the same mother jumpers.
Yeah.
It's enough. So, AJ, Kyra, Alexis Fly, and Jason go on a date ice skating. Alexis Fly came in her best dress barn fashions to go on a date.
But she wearing the
shirt
fly
on the chest.
On the shirt, like.
The problem is, let me tell you why I like Alexis. And I know I've been really sitting with this and thinking about this. I really like Alexis because I don't think Alexis has any problem finding and dating men. She seems like a woman who's well versed in dating, and not in an inappropriate way, but in a way that's like, she know her stuff. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that about her. You could tell she presents as feminine. She want a man. She might come off a little bit too amorous.
Well, I thought you was going somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I thought, yeah, I didn't think that was the punchline. You just told me she was an older woman, like all the rest of them. All of them seem like.
Where did you think I was going?
I thought you were going to give her something that was exclusively Alexis. Oh. And you really just said she was an older, more experienced woman, like the 10 other women on the show.
Well, I like her. And as much as I don't like her, I do really like her.
But you still haven't given a reason, like a real reason. Like,
but the real T, production like her too. She the only person we seen on every single date, just about.
You're right.
She getting a lot of time, y'all.
But that's just because, people also like drive slow past a 3-car pileup on the highway. They want to watch it. You know what I mean? That's Alexis Fly.
Well, I appreciate you putting some respect on her name and saying it out loud. But
no, that ain't what it is.
That ain't what it is. So AJ double backs. AJ, you know AJ the bald headed guy. Yeah. You don't even have your thing up.
I don't need it.
Oh, you know him now?
I'm
proud of you.
They kicking people off now.
Okay,
so
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I said once we start whittling down, then I'm but.
AJ the bald headed guy expresses interest again in Miss Kyra. And she was like open to it. And I kind of was feeling that energy too. I thought it was really dope. But on the flip side, Jason told, what's her name? Alexis Fly, that he was not into her. Like that. And I don't want to say it like he was just like, because it's what I'm kind of seeing is that Jason kind of got a type. Okay. But, and I think Alexis might be a little bit browner, and I don't mean this as a colorist, as he's a colorist. I just think that he has a preference. But I think she might be a little browner than he may be used to. Because I don't really believe the thing like, oh, I gotta stop seeing her as one of my parents.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't believe that because I know a lot of coaches.
I do too, and they
and I ain't never heard exactly.
Right. No, you're right, but I think for some people it is a thing of like, this is a little weird, Maybe that's something. But then again, like Alexis, is weird herself. So it might be a little bit of both of like this whole coach parent thing, and then like you kind of being weird, like you bringing up your son and all this other thing and everything. Like it might be a little bit of of like how she navigates it.
She did kind of bring up the
son like how she navigates it, plus how he is used to interacting with women.
Yeah,
Alexis, in her mind, she think that she's everybody's type, but she's not. She's a very acquired taste.
But let me say this though, I think there's something to. And that's why I like Alexis, because it's something to having the confidence to be in a space with men and feel like I can have any. I'm choosing, you know what I mean? Because she give me that vibe. Like she don't give me like.
Yeah, but it's more of a clueless type vibe and less of like Beyonce walked in the room. Like it's more of a like it's more. Alexis is closer to what's the homeboy that got kicked off, the Predator guy?
Troy. Oh,
Alexis is closer to Troy than she is, homeboy that say baby all the time. You know what I mean?
Joel.
Like she's a lot more. Troy was kind of clueless about how people really like perceived him and how people, and Alexis is kind of the female version of that.
But can we talk about how Alexis has never not once been on the bottom? So that means whatever she doing is working. But I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Or just mean that the parking attendant did not get to your car yet, but you still gonna get a ticket because she on her way out of here at some point.
So Ron and Stacy go out on a date. Stacy, cute little Stacy, the Creole young woman with the kids, divorce act. She goes on a date with Mr. Ron. I want to call him Mr. Ron. I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, you heard that? Yeah, Mr. Ron came through. So I like to call if you act very grown with me, you immediately become a mister. Like, oh, okay, mister. Mm-hmm. Like, we got friends in our lives that if they ever come at me a certain way and say, oh, they let me know how they feeling, then I'm like, all right, Mr. John. My brother hate when I call him that. Yeah. All right, Mr. John. All right, Mr. Ron. I see where you at. Mm-hmm. So I'm adding Ron, and I don't know if it's associated with their names that they act like this.
Yeah.
But I'm adding Mr. Ron to the mix. And I'm adding him because he got energy, y'all. That man, he brought out the good champagne. Yeah. It wasn't no Freshenet.
Freshenet is good champagne.
It wasn't
Why would you say that about Freshenet of all people?
We do like Freshenet.
Please don't be offended, Freshenet. If you're watching or if you work for Freshenet, I would love.
We got Freshenet right there, there.
She trying to kill our blessings,
I'm just
bro.
saying, it wasn't no Andres or Andres in the gallon. It, he got a nice little bottle of champagne. He said, well, I heard, in a grapevine, she likes seafood. He went out, got some imitating seafood. Yeah. But to me, that's big energy. I think that, you know what I mean? And I'm bringing this up, and I want to really give a real quick sidebar. We were talking the other night about dating and how men don't feel like they oh, my first date is a coffee date or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it really made me think, first of all, I think that's cheap. I'm going to be 1,000%, right? But and it really made me think, if you're intentionally dating as a man, right, you're probably not going on a lot of dates. You probably can discern who for you and who ain't for you, right? The reason why you're going to a coffee shop is because you go on a lot of dates. But if you really locked into your star player, and you know that I'm dating a certain person or certain people for a reason, you don't mind paying for dinner. Yeah. Because you ain't going to do it a lot. Or if you're going to do it, you recognize that this is an investment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And I was really thinking about that because we was talking to big grown men, men with a grown age, mm-hmm. and they were talking about, taking, I don't do that, I'm taking bitches to coffee and everything like that. And I want you ladies to know, if he wants to take you to coffee, you should be, I don't want to go. He don't have no, because if you really locked in with someone, he wants to wine and dine you.
Honestly, I think it is because some people are that type where they'll just kind of let anybody in and they will go on a bunch of, and I think the people who was saying that and out of the group that we were talking to were
everybody.
Like that. Because I also haven't been on a lot of dates, and it's for that reason. It's just for that reason.
But you also are a guy who does court people. So you'll take a girl out to dinner.
But I'm not taking everybody out to dinner.
But that's my
point. And I think the guys who said that, and I think the guys who said that is taking everybody out.
That's my point. It's like, of course you ain't got no money for dinner. Yeah, you done fed 1,000 bitches breakfast. Yeah,
you don't. and that's your issue because you've run into this thing where you tasting Stacey just trying to get a meal, and Stacey has burned you too many times, and 1,000%. You need to really sharpen your tools as far as being able to discern who you need to spend time with and who you shouldn't.
And I just wanted to throw that in there. So dinner is romance. You know what I mean? You get dressed up, you can get sexy, you can do coffee is cheap. Period. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Coffee is casual.
It's casual. And if you want to know what kind of relationship you about to have,
think about where you going. That's true. That's true. Because there's nothing wrong with it. If it's to me, if they don't know each other, it's okay. Because that might be a comfortability thing for her, right? Maybe I think my sister has done that before. She met. Everybody meeting on these apps now. But God bless. And then she ended up arranging to meet with this guy, because it was their first time face to face or something like that. And so they met at a coffee house or something like that. Which I get. You don't know him, he don't know you, and this is just an intro thing. Y'all not gonna meet up at the first time at Mastro. So I get that. But it's casual because she didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? It's casual because they didn't really. That was the first time meeting. That was the first time feeling each other out. So I get that.
And I think I do get that part of it, however, I think I don't know. I also like men who talk heavy and are heavy, right? So if your intent, and this is such a tangent, but if your intent is to one day invest in romance me, you have to do that for me. And this is a personal thing, and anybody who's ever dated me or anybody who knows me knows this to be true. You have to do that from the beginning, because if you present it as casual, you're immediately friend zone. I don't even go to coffee with you. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we just went to coffee the other day.
Did we?
Yes, that we went down there.
We did.
I believe her.
He did. He took me to get. He did.
Yeah,
he did.
It was.
But what I'm getting at is that, and this might be a whole personal thing, and it might not really be related to you guys. But I do think even if you are on an app, you ain't talking to everybody. You really trying,
right? But you're still not gonna meet up with somebody on the first day at Mastro's. That's but all.
If you might kind, you ain't right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're right. Okay, but let's get back. That was a tangent.
Yeah.
Let's get back. Stacey and Ryan go on, or Stacey goes to Ryan's house for a date. She was looking motherfucking good. Okay, and I want to keep it 1,000. Mama looked beautiful. All right. And I love when women show up and give a little breast, give a little leg. Y'all, I love that. I love it. You know what I mean? So it was good to see her, being all flirty and fun until she started talking about chrysanthemum. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Because I refuse to butcher her name. It's a beautiful name. Yeah. And I want to say it properly. So chrysanthemum. She was talking about her bestie, Chrysanthemum, that she met at Ready to Love, which I don't think it's anything wrong with it. Sometimes your soulmate is not a man. It may be a woman, you know what I mean? Or a friend or whatever.
She didn't mean it like that. She didn't mean that. If
no,
she gonna start rumors now,
she for sure didn't. She for sure
didn't.
They
saying that she
that's not what I meant.
Fighting for both teams.
But what I'm getting at is that I thought it was fascinating that she asked Ron to choose between her and Chrysanthemum as his number one.
She is Stacey. Y'all know Stacey started out okay with me, and she has quickly fell out of favor.
But I
do not mess with Stacey no more.
But did I
Stacey
say it?
Can go home.
But did I say it in the first time we talked about this? I said it's something up with her that just don't hit my. Because y'all want to know why? Let me tell you, I'm a good witch. First time I say it, I'm a good witch, and it really when I'm around people and they really have a certain kind of spirit and energy, or if I'm watching something, they got a certain kind of spirit. I have a really sensitive spirit. So it's certain things I can't watch, I can't do, whatever the case may be. and she's one of them. And like, I really knew that she had this. The problem is I like her, but it's something on her spirit that's weird.
I liked her, and I wait for you to actually do something for me to cancel you, and she did it. She did it multiple times.
I don't need to wait.
And I'm kind of the Stacey and David situation left a bad taste in my mouth, and we gonna get there because I'm here for the retribution.
I thought it was very the reason why I'm feeling Ron so much is because Ron is honest. So, and I appreciate that. Ron kept it 100 and said, I had more of a connection with Chrysanthemum. So therefore, she's the person that, if it was between you and her, that I would pick. And I thought, in his house, he said that. And I thought that was very big of him. Because he didn't say it in a way that was disrespectful or anything like that. And he just was being honest. And as this episode progresses, I'm seeing more and more how he is really a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
And I mean stand up like through and through. Like, I enjoy when men's words match their actions, and he's really one of those human beings. So shout out to Mr. Ryan. I like him. Yeah, I do. And I was surprised. But I do think it's mad weird that you would even ask a question like that. And I know it's producers. It's got to be production.
No, it's Stacey. Stacey is a little shady. Yeah. It's definitely that was the Stacey thing.
Because I can't, for the life of me, understand what would ever make you want to say something like that out your mouth to a grown-ass man.
Yeah. And about your friend.
He older than her.
Yeah.
But he don't look it.
No, he don't. He look good.
He look younger. I mean this respectfully, Stacey. This ain't the dick. But he does look younger than her.
He does. Yeah. I thought he was.
You know what I mean? And he ain't. But Amber and Chris go on another date. Chris is the Brokey on the show. Chris don't want to pay no bills. He want to take girls to the gym that he already got a membership to. He want to go sit outside and put his knees in the grass. He don't want to do nothing. He don't want to do nothing for a bitch. Okay, so Brokey was out there meditating in the grass. Like we went and meditated and had breakfast.
Yeah.
Broke. First of all, be broke. I'm like really not. The problem is I like Chris, and I'm saying this all in jest.
Yeah.
I like Chris, and I like Amber. I don't know that I like them together, though.
I don't like them together at all.
I think he's a little too old for her.
Yeah. And I just already got the vibe that, like, she would just kind of be eyes wide open with him, like, in the sense of, like, just kind of...
Anything he says, she did.
Yeah, that type of, like, his maturity, his age kind of just leading the way a little too much. And she gives me that, like, okay, whatever.
Which is a little fascinating because, not that her being an attorney matters, but to be such a strong, you have to be a relatively strong-minded person. It is kind of like, I don't mind if we got to pay 50-50. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, all right, sis, I get that one. And then it was, you don't want to get married? I get it. Like, I believe, like, if you meet your soulmate, we could just take it from there. What do that mean?
But I think that's what I was talking about. I think it's more of, like, her age and a maturity thing. Have you ever been around somebody who kind of goes with the room, like in whatever room that they in type thing? Yes. And it's like most of the time that person is a younger person, but she strikes me as like falling into that like little trap where like, okay, you don't want to get like, you just, you know what I mean? He don't want to get married. Yeah, you know what? You right. Marriage is dumb. Like, you know, not that he said that, but like she struck me as the type. That, like she could go there if she wanted to.
But like, he said, well, he doesn't really believe. This man don't believe that that he should pay all the bills, and he don't want to be married. You is for the streets.
But that's why he 50 and on this show.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You don't even want to commit to a woman, and you don't, like, in no way. Not financially, mentally, physically, on pay. The white man paperwork, why do we have to do the white man paperwork? None of that. Like, you know what I mean? And I really find that to be fascinating, especially because she's an attorney. Like, of all people, you should understand paperwork. Like, you know what I mean? And I thought her response was really telling because she didn't say she didn't want to be married. What she said was, I just believe if you meet a soulmate And
she was just trying to go
and we
along.
could just take it from there. Like, everything will go from there. Like, it might not be your soulmate. Ladies, explain this to me. Explain it to me. And I mean this respectfully. How can you allow somebody to occupy your time so much? So much. Give them children, feed them, wash their dirty fucking drawers, all of that, and not expect any commitment to you. How do you do that? What business allows you to come through, or what anything allows you to usurp its resources without any benefit to themselves?
I honestly, this is my honest feeling. I honestly believe that when people say stuff like that, most people, because
there's a population who genuinely don't.
Yes, and I'm
with that.
Yeah, but I think most people, most of the time, I think generally, when I hear people say that, especially when it's people that I personally know, I think that it's from a place of a coping mechanism. A coping mechanism, a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Of being able
I'll never get married, so why do I care about it?
Yeah, so being able to cope with the situation that they're in, the cards that they've been dealt, the choices that they've made. There was a young lady that we both know of that was on social media this past weekend, and she was posting something of that same era, and I knew, and I know her situation, and I knew that like she was only saying something, like this, very similar to what the girl was saying, because
of her
that
situation.
Dude has just been dragging his feet since they met.
Who this person? Look at me.
I can't, obviously I'm not gonna say their name.
I want to know so bad.
But and so it went from like, I don't genuinely believe that she just doesn't care about being in a relationship or being in a commitment or being married. Like, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? She a young girl too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't believe that this thing drags along another 5-6 years, and now you 30, 5 or 36 or 37, and you still talking about, I don't need a piece of paper to solidify my relationship. But that's us just lowering our
standards. Yeah, like, because we think we gotta meet them where they at, and the reality is, I promise you, if you have requirements and you hold yourself to a certain standard, you will meet somebody who come through and provide you with all of those things. And you may not want to be married. Like, I don't want to get it. I don't want to. And I'm not talking to those women. I'm speaking to the women who actually deep down, y'all know who you are, want to be married, and you don't. But you may voice another maybe negative thing. I got a girlfriend like this too, who did it. My good girlfriend, and I had to tell her, like, don't say that. Don't even put it in the universe, because you know that. You're going to. She was like, I don't even think I'm gonna get married. But that's a testament to the people that she's been dating or she's been around or whatever the case may be, and not necessarily just to her. But I think that you gotta speak all the things that you want.
And some people say it out of fatigue.
Oh, 1,000%.
It's just literally like,
I don't know how y'all do it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know how y'all do it, and that might be why I'm such a serial monogamous anyway, because when I meet somebody, I lock in. I don't got time to be running the streets with all 5, 6, 7, 20 of y'all, because y'all out here is really shot out. So when I believe, like, personally, I got enough pretty for all of us. You can be ugly, tall, fat, now not so much. But you know what I mean? But I'm saying in a former life, I really did believe that. Like, I don't give a fuck what you look like. I got enough pretty for both of us. We, just so long as you love on me the way that I see fit, that's what it matters to me. So, but I do think that it's really fascinating, her take, bringing it full circle, on marriage when he said it. Because I wonder what it would have been if she led the conversation.
It would have been different.
Because why are you on Reddit?
It'd have been different if she was sitting around her girlfriends, I believe.
And marriage is not the end goal, but I'm saying good business people have contracts with one another. And that's just on period.
No, marriage is the end goal unless it's not. Unless you literally are like, I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I don't. If that's how you feel, then it's not. Then your end goal is just simply whoever is there at the moment. Which some people live their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you live your life. But call it a spade a spade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, otherwise, what are you doing? What are you doing if it's not the end goal and you're in a committed relationship where it's committed as far as exclusivity, then what are we doing?
No, I agree. I agree completely. So, Mr. Ron hosts Salsa Dancing with Tressa Dietrich, Chrysanthemum, Joelle, and Venetia. You know I love Venetia, big old booty. I love her. Because I like them thick and nasty like that. Oh, Lord. I like her and I like Tressa. I think Tressa is fine. And the more I've been watching her, the more I've been like, Tressa is not that, like, they really doing Tressa dirty. And I'm just keeping that.
Nobody did Tressa dirty. Tressa
We
is
ain't
cute.
even get there. We ain't even get to my little rant about Tressa. We ain't get there yet.
I just don't. Okay.
We ain't get there yet. So, Mr. Ron is teaching salsa. I'm not too keen on that. And I don't know why Mr. Ron went and hired
because
somebody.
Ron is not a salsa teacher. nor has he ever taught anybody salsa or done any salsa officially.
I don't know about that.
Ron just said, come here, and I got to end at this spot, and then I'm going to just shuffle my feet a little bit and call it salsa.
And I don't really get that. So him and Mr. Ron and Chrysanthemum have a little moment. And she asked him straight up, what's going on with you and Miss Alexis? Because she made a very messy point to say, I'm sorry, y'all, I was hot. She made a point to say that you was her number one. Or you told her she was your number one and I need to know what's up. So he kept it. This is why I'm calling him Mr. Ron. Because in this moment, he looked this woman in her face and said straight up, me and you are not on that level. We didn't get to a deeper level. I talk to this woman every day. So I feel like in what I'm looking for, she is providing me with that. I haven't been able to see that in you. So therefore, you could not be my number one. And
but we gotta stop with the number system, y'all. We are too old here, y'all, to be trying to find our place on the spectrum of numbers.
Do you think that's production?
No, because no one's done this in the past. I haven't seen anybody go. Well, it's something with this crew where they are obsessed with the hierarchy of somebody's lit. It's just like, y'all, grow up. Y'all on a show with 1,000 other people. Like, but who cares?
He did ask them in their defense. He did ask them like, maybe he said who's your top.
Yeah, but everybody had. But the thing is, they've never made this number system an official part of the show. You only this week you go out with your number one. Next week you out with your number two. Like that was never a thing. And
that's what they're doing next week.
But this is what I'm saying. But I understand what you're saying. It's never been an official thing of the show. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, now you're only allowed to talk to your number one. Yeah. Write it down on the list this week. Like, it's not a thing. Everybody has a favorite. You know what I'm saying? Even parents. Like, everybody has a favorite. You're going to have a favorite. Duh. But this whole thing of like, let me know who, like, you told her and da-da-da. Like, it's just taking us back to high school. And it's like, why are we doing this?
And that's how it's feeling, honestly. It's feeling real youthful.
Yeah.
And I'm really not into that, I guess. I think that, first of all, I think it's too premature to be getting to a space where you even have like a number one, number two, number three.
Right.
I think it's a little premature, but y'all
are literally just filling each other out.
I agree. But I do like that he was very honest.
Yeah.
And that to me, and just from my perspective, when you tell me what you think, says that he's taking this seriously. Because for him to be honest enough in this woman's face, keep it 100 and say, listen, I've had more conversations with her. I feel connected to her. I'm not saying that we can't get there, but I don't know that of you that much. And I want to get there with you, but we just aren't there. I thought that was very big.
Yeah, and I thought it was very immature of her to get bent out of shape.
Ooh, she was bent out of shape, honey.
Come on, y'all.
Gymnast style. She was a gold medalist. Yeah. Okay? She was very much bent out of shape. And it was very fascinating. Like, it was like, she was like, well, he wasn't even my number one last week. So what are you mad for?
Like, you gonna do the his dick little anyway thing? Like, you gotta grow up. Like, we can't keep doing this. Like,
but what
come
we
on,
not
you're a
talking
grown
about,
woman.
What we not talking about, and I don't know, and I'm going to throw something real deep out there, and I'm just going to do it. I don't know if this is a colorism thing or just a pretty girl thing, pretty privilege, but she was offended, not because she was actually offended, but because she thinks she cute. And I mean that like respectfully. Because if you're in a space, like you don't hear Liz talk like that. You know what I mean? You don't even hear Vernisha talk like that.
I thought Stacey was feeling the same way.
That's my point, though. It's something going on there where it's like a pretty privilege kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where just because I'm pretty, I don't actually have to show up as a human being or have any personality.
And I'm not used to this rejection. I'm not used to rejection.
And I'm not used to the rejections. So I don't know what it is, but I think it's definitely some pretty privilege going on. Which is a thing, and I ain't mad at them. I'm just saying, like, we gotta call a thing a thing.
Yeah.
You more mad because you feel like you being rejected and you the baddest bitch in the room.
Yeah, and I think the same for Stacey.
Right, but the reality is, that's why y'all on this show. Because if it was just that you could get a man based on your looks, wouldn't you have one?
Yup.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's got to be something deeper than that. And I think that's why I don't feel like either one of them are taking it as serious as maybe men like Mr. Ron are. Like, you know what I mean? Or even David.
Yeah.
Who is giving a little bit of a serial killer vibe, but...
No, it ain't no...
Okay. But let's move on. Dietrich and Tressa go out to the spice store. Mm-hmm. And Tressa says that she... Tressa just straight up makes it very clear that she does not think Dietrich is into her. Because he makes a statement like, well, if a man is into you, he'll just let you know. You'll notice it, whatever the case may be. Which she was like, it don't...
It's true.
It's true?
Yeah.
He ain't lie, but I feel like... Why do you think he even went on a date with Tressa if he knew he wasn't?
He went on a date with Tressa to give it a chance. That's why he went on a date with Tressa. That's why I didn't agree with the statement that somebody was doing Tressa dirty. Because he was like, you know what? Tressa is not typically my type. Tressa is not somebody who I would typically go out with, but I like her personality. I had good vibes from her. So let me go out and give it a shot. And he did. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he went on a date with her.
But I feel like I guess the reason why I guess we can go there. I guess the reason why I feel like they doing Tressa dirty is because I feel like this is a production issue. I feel like it's less of the people who were picked issue and more of a production issue. Tressa is beautiful. You know what I mean? Is she voluptuous? And she honestly, she look like a lot of these chicks walking around now to me. Like, she don't look like really much different. She's thicker or whatever the case may be. But I feel like, why wouldn't y'all pick a group of men who were in, like, or at least 3 or 4 men who were into more voluptuous women? Because I
think they are. Vernisha is voluptuous out of.
But I was just about to say
so
that.
I don't think that it's plus they Southern. So Southern dudes is down for the big girls. They not a bunch of East Coast, West Coast dudes for real. So I don't think that it's not. I don't think that people are into Tressa because she's a big girl. I think people are into Tressa because people are not into Tressa.
I think you're being nice. I think you're being
nice. I really
nice.
don't.
I think that I mean, granted, there's some ways I probably would, zhuzh her hair a little bit differently, or style it a little bit different, because I think she's a very pretty woman. But
I think the Afro Joan is cute. Like, it works on her.
I think it makes
we talked about this last week. Tressa also leans into this. I'm the funny homie. Yes,
she does.
So she
don't come off.
She doesn't.
Like,
no, she doesn't.
Yeah,
she doesn't. So I think that Tressa will meet the right guy who maybe she feels more comfortable to kind of be a little bit more vulnerable and be more of her at home self and not on stage self. You know what I'm saying? But I think Tressa doesn't help it by coming out as the performer when because they all said it in the first thing. You know what I'm saying?
But I think I really feel what you're saying, babe. And I really do. I don't want you to think I'm discounting how you feel. I genuinely believe, though, she's in this situation because she is thick. Voluptuous. I genuinely do not believe. Look at how Alexis Sky walk around. Annoying. Everything like that. Don't nobody got half as much to say about her. I genuinely believe. Even Stacey. I really honestly believe that this is because she's not the physique And I think that we gotta have honest conversation about that. And I think that everybody
Yeah,
says
but
she
what's
can do.
it-
We were in a room.
What's
we watched this in a
about
room.
it though?
But
What's this honest about not being attracted to somebody?
But wait a minute. I'm not saying. I don't. No. I don't have no problem with that.
Oh.
I have no problem with that because. See. This is the thing. Jason said, "I'm not attracted to her."
Right.
But the men did not say that. What they said was she gives the homie vibe,
which is
scapegoating. Which is scapegoating. Because,
we just acknowledged that she does give the homie vibe.
No. But we were in a room with women who were, when we watched this, with women who were voluptuous. And they literally said out their mouths, one, a very beautiful young woman, said he only thinks she the homie because she big. And she was a woman who experiences that, I'm certain, on a daily. So she's speaking from experience. I'm sitting right next to my girlfriend. And she said, the only reason why they're saying that, because they live that life.
I think
where men will screw you, but they do not want to be with you because you are heavy. And we're not having a conversation about that. We're having a conversation about, she the homie.
Well, nobody
That's
had
not
sex
the truth.
with Tessa. I don't want to
No, she said that out of her mouth. She said men will
I'm
sleep
talking
with
about
me.
the people on the show.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying and I'm not getting excited with you, but I'm saying she said men will sleep with me.
I think there's also this double-edged sword though. Like when you talk about, having honest conversations, everybody doesn't want to have honest conversations, right? Because especially as a man, if I already know because I've seen it happen on other shows. We most of y'all are here because y'all seen us review Married at First Sight. So I've seen it happen in multiple seasons on there. If a man come out and say he doesn't like a woman or he's not attracted to a woman, especially let her be a big girl, just because he's simply not attracted to her, he's gonna be all types of dogs and shallow and right? And we're in the same breath where we don't treat women like that. When a woman comes out and says he's not my type or I'm not attracted to her, she not a dog, she not shallow, So that's probably why most of the guys that you feel weren't upfront about it and just said it because if they do, I can't imagine somebody coming out unscathed saying on national TV, I don't like her because she big. They gonna drag them.
But
you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong. I'm not into big girls, right? So
Jesus, you gonna get us canceled.
This is my point though. What she just said was my point. Why should I be canceled? Because I'm not attracted to a certain type of person. Like, you know what I mean?
But you have a lot of preferences, so.
But everybody does that. That's what I mean by the honest conversation. Like, it's nothing. Everybody has preferences. Everybody has a flavor.
But babe, that's
everybody.
Why I'm saying it's
so
not
you shouldn't be demonized for liking a certain thing or not liking a certain thing. No. Sitting in that room, it was like, so everybody is a dog because they're not attracted to a big girl. Why? Like nobody was mean to Tressa. Nobody said anything derogatory about Tressa. Nobody. But the air that a lot of these men get. It just from sitting in that room, like she said, was almost like they was on the show dogging her out for 3 weeks, and they weren't.
But that's why I said, baby, I don't think it's the men's issue. I think it's a production issue. Because if you knew that you were going to have a full figure woman on, you should really be vetting people.
Their pool is from Texas. If you know a Southern men, they're down for the big bones.
I'm not saying that.
So I wouldn't have thought
I'm not saying that
there wouldn't be a couple.
But you're not a producer. So it ain't for you to think, right? We thinking about people who
I'm saying as a producer.
But I'm saying, no, as a producer, you do think about those things because you got to constantly think about all the matches that
No, I'm agreeing with, no. You misunderstand me. I'm saying as a producer and I'm thinking about those things, I wouldn't think that out of a pool of men from Texas, from Houston,
then you're a bad producer.
That they wouldn't.
It's not for you to think. It's for you to ask questions. That's what I'm saying. These people,
how do we know that they didn't?
These people. I'm not. What I'm saying is, it is very clear. It's very clear that they did not provide her with options of men who may, in fact, it's very clear. It's very clear that they did not provide her with options for men who may, in fact, be interested in full-figure women.
That's not true. Venetia full figure, and she got a couple suitors. That's not true. That's what I'm saying. We can't do this thing where we just assume because somebody looks like something, this is the only reason why. This is the only reason. Like, we can't just do that. You know what I mean?
I want all the full figure.
They did that on the other show. Well, so and so don't like her because she brown, and it's like, no, they just don't like her. But people, you didn't do that. But people did that on the other show.
I'm not saying that you can't have your preference. This is why I'm not reducing it to the men, because I don't think it's their issue. I'm actually going all the way to the point of where this begins. Because there is no point to bring this woman on if you do not have any suitors for her. Period. She's not, like, we're not talking about somebody who's on my 600-pound life. She's just full figure. She got big old breasts.
Yeah, I just don't think that it's fair to say that, like, they just assumed or knew that nobody was going to be into her, because, like, I don't think that it's even a thing of her size. I think people, like, you know what I'm saying? I do, and I think you're being polite. I don't think somebody should have to cape for their preference. I'm not. And you don't believe that, and you don't. I don't. You know what I mean? I rock with you on. And let's be clear. I don't. That's why I'm not putting this on the men. That's why I didn't put this on the men, because I don't believe. I want to be 1,000%. Your preference is your preference. You like light skinned girls? Cool. You like dark skinned girls? Cool. That's your preference. I don't think it necessarily has to be a colorism thing. I don't think if you like somebody petite over somebody full figure, it should be like a. But I think we get into a space where it's a thing. It's always a thing. Like, oh, so if Stacey get cut off, no, it's just because she high yellow. If somebody else get cut off, it's because she's short. It's because she's too dark. I don't want it to be that. And it's like sometimes it's just off mirror. And I think if we was in LA or New York, I could kind of go a little bit more with the idea. But I don't know no Southern man who ain't at one point had a big woman or isn't down for a big woman from the South. So I don't think it's that.
I do agree with that. So let's move on. They had the masquerade ball. And my baby Liz, y'all know I love Miss Liz. Yeah, Miss Liz came in looking so motherfucking good. Okay? They didn't know what to do. And serial killer David was
we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna trash David.
No, I love David. He just got something on his spirit that is very like, if you don't act right, I'm gonna get with you.
No.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
No,
I don't know.
No, for real. Is it me, y'all?
Yes. Tell her. David just gives me nice guy. David gives me also. David gives me a nice guy. David gives me that he can be a pushover.
David do not give me pushover an ounce. David give me. Yeah. David don't give me David don't.
He could be like David, with the right woman. I think the right woman walk all over David.
David don't give me pushover at all. First of all, y'all, all I had today was a muffin, and I just drank. I'm on my second glass of wine, so forgive me. It's about to get wild out here, okay? David don't give me pushover at all, but I do really like him. I don't know what it is, but I really like men.
He's genuine,
and I like strong men. I'm a strong woman, so much so that I can be super feminine in every space that I'm in. And I feel like I love strong men. If you gonna come through, and y'all gonna think this is so bad, but this is my honest to God truth, and this is bad. But if you the kind of guy that's gonna come through and tell me to do something or whatever, I'm kind of like cool with that. Like I'm kind of cool with like, these are the boundaries. This is what we doing. I want us to do this. I really don't had no problem with that. And I'm a finesser, so it's not like I'm not gonna get what I want out of life. But I feel like, okay, lead. You know what I mean? And he gives me leader vibes. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about him. He gives me leader vibes. But motherfucking Liz came in that bitch looking so goddamn good. And he was in there like, was he not doing all that? I'm like,
he just didn't know what to do with his
I know you don't want to touch this grown woman bubbas.
No, not like that.
No, he was looking real suspectual out there. Like, I wasn't really feeling that. However, this in turn made Jason feel like, ooh, look at Miss Liz or whatever the case may be, and I didn't like that.
Why?
Because he was
saying she looked good.
First of all, she looked fantastic, but I question motives, because you've seen Liz several times since.
Yeah, but not like that.
But that don't matter. That's my issue, right? So there she got to be the joint out there with her breasts all put, because that's not really who she is. This is how she dressed for this certain.
But for Jason, that's what he needs. Jason probably wasn't interested until he.
That's my point. Yeah. That to me is a red flag, right? So to me, it would be immediately like, no, because you got to love me going to the grocery store.
Because otherwise, you gonna be disappointed when we get home, because nobody walks around the house like that.
But not even that. She ain't giving up no pom pom. So you all hype like she all rubbing on my leg, making me feel a kind of way, and you gonna be feeling that kind of way from now until Timbuktu, motherfucker. Because she ain't giving up no thing, okay? You gonna marry her? Like, I'm just really like on some stuff where I felt like it kind of made Jason, for me, seem a little bit more superficial.
No, I mean sometimes.
No, it did.
Sometimes somebody can surprise you when they clean themselves up. It's just I don't think he was genuinely like, oh, I'm down for her now. I think he was just like,
he was in that, y'all. Yes, he was. He was in that thing He was exactly like that.
I said I don't think he is genuinely.
But that's what I just spoke to.
I know.
I literally just. I've been drinking.
You're not, because you're not following anything I'm saying. I literally said I heard what he said, right? And so I'm agreeing with you that I don't think he is genuinely like, oh, I want to go for that. I think he just was on something like, oh, you look good today. Like, okay.
Oh, okay, so we were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that would be a red flag for me. But I love Liz, and I want her to go ahead and lean into ever whom she want to lean into, because I want her to have a full experience.
But she also not checking for Jason, so this is really a moot point.
She not, but I think she might be if she don't got.
No, she's not. She's not. She's not checking for Jason.
One of the other good things about that moment is that Mr. Tommy, nephew Tommy's Uncle Tommy, because he my uncle. Uncle Tommy's wife showed up, and she was stunning, and we need more of her. Yeah. And she's got to give more good advice, because I felt like the advice she gave Alexis while sitting on the steps was like, you got to be. Alexis talked too much, by the way.
She always talked too much.
Like a little bit too much, right? But I do think that what she said was, you got to be friends first. Very generic. You got to be friends first, because there's going to be days where you don't like them, but you love them. Like, bitch, we know.
Yeah, but I think...
That's why I think we need more of her, though.
Yeah.
Because I think the more we get of her, the more we will get.
Yeah, because she also isn't on the show, so she also can't really come in with all of these in-depth things as if, you know what I'm saying?
But do you feel like they're trying to introduce her? Like, yes, I think next season
I said she's going to be on next season when we talked about her in the first couple reviews. But I think she also had to tread lightly because, they obviously have like their pillow talk, but she's not on the show. So it would be weird for her to come in and be like, well, when you went on the date and you said this, you know what I mean? It would just be a little weird.
One of my favorite parts of the night is when Chris must have been talking to Stacy, and I'm really buzzed right now.
Yo, this is so random. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I'm a short thing.
She'll be sleeping.
Chris was talking about Stacy and Chrysanthemum, and they were together, and he just was like, this ain't gonna work. Like, no, this is so annoying. And it really, Chris, because you Brokey. But Chris, it's really not. I agree. It's very annoying. Y'all are 40 years old. Like, at this big age, you might really meet a girl, don't get me messed up, and vibe with her. Because I believe in that. But when it comes to, like, a space with gentlemen, don't you have a little bit more?
Chrysanthemum is really an acquired taste, I think.
And Stacy.
Like, and Stacy. Yeah.
And Stacy.
It's just they're gonna be for a particular person.
But I like that Uncle Tommy came. Uncle Tommy came over. He is Nephew Tommy on the show, but he Uncle Tommy today. He came over on and talked to them and said, like, eventually Frick gotta be Frick and Frack gotta be Frack.
Right.
Which is true, and also enough with this.
Yeah, y'all too old for this.
Like, I believe in girl crushes. Like, I
have a girlfriend, but the whole, like, y'all got a nickname. The nicknames things for adults is not my favorite thing. Alexis Fly.
Right,
like, come on,
like
y'all.
Girl style.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that y'all may like each other and y'all think that this... And I would almost argue that they thought that if they did this, they would get more screen time.
That wouldn't shock me. Like I said, I think Stacy is a little shady, so I wouldn't...
Something about her is just very...
shady.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with you on that. My favorite, and this is another reason why we call him Mr. Ron. My favorite moment of the night. Mr. Ron sitting over there talking to Chrysanthemum. Okay? Talking to her. Alexis walked by. He do one of these and just walk away.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, there she go.
Yeah.
And started having a conversation and being straight up. She was like, well, you know, the ladies. And she asked him straight up what the ladies was talking. And they were saying that, you know, you feeling chrysanthemum or whatever the case may be. He said, well, if she gonna continue to be shallow like she been, these are my words, not his. He said something like this. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. I've been drinking. But if she gonna be shallow like she been doing, then it ain't gonna rock out. And I was just like, I think the reason why I like Alexis Fly is because she got a little me in her.
Where? You keep saying this and this is
I'm telling you, but this is how good. This is how good, y'all. And y'all gotta listen to me. I'm really locked in with the universe. I'm locked in. Yeah. I seem real drunk right now, don't I?
I don't know what you talking
I'm
about.
really locked in with the universe, and I'm keeping it 1,000 with y'all. When I saw Alexis Fly, Joe was like, no, she's annoying, she thirsty, she this or that. And I said, you know what? I don't disagree. She a little overzealous. A little bit more overzealous than me, right? However, something in her spirit makes me believe her picker is off. She picking everybody because she gets so many people. She has an abundant spirit. She don't got no problem with meeting men. She don't got no problem with men liking her. But because her spirit is so abundant and full, she has a problem choosing. Okay? Are y'all going with me? I think that's Alexis Fly's issue. I really see her so clearly. I really, really do. And I honestly believe that she is intentional and she gets with men and she makes them feel comfortable. She makes them feel seen, because not near once has anybody said that she was the problem. And granted, it's early.
We just haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay,
Alexis Fly didn't win anything, and I think we gotta
win.
Yeah, no, Alexis Fly didn't win anything.
Because if I don't teach her nothing,
they started with 5,000 women, and we've only eliminated like 4 or something like that. Okay. So I think that let's slow down on like giving Alexis Fly these roses, because she also hasn't really made a deep, genuine connection with anybody on there. Like none of the men has also ever.
No,
really...
Ron said that they talk every day.
Right, but nobody is really staking claim to her like that.
Right. Well, talking about staking claim, we get back, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm drinking real quick. This is Coast Road. This is maybe this was like a $20, maybe $20 one. Might have been like a little less than that, but I've been trying to get my wine game up. I moved from the $10 bear. I was a barefoot queen, and I've been, moving on up. And I'm drinking.
We all started at the bottom of the shelf.
How about that? We all did. I'm drinking Coast Road Collection, California. This is a 2019 Pinot. That's all.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
You didn't even say. Oh my god.
It's so goddamn good, y'all. I'm like, I've had 2. I think I had 2.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I was working.
I've been drinking. Okay. Sorry, babe. I'm sorry. Yeah. So finally the men sit down and meet, okay? And they all come in and they have conversation. And I want to really lead with the fact that David, the serial killer, is looking very good. Okay? Like the glasses. He's so debonair. He's tall. He's handsome. And they talk about who they like and who they don't like. So first they talk about, they were talking about the ladies in the dresses. Liz came up because she was looking so goddamn good. Okay? And they talk about who is their number ones. Obviously, David mentions Liz. Joelle mentions Renisha. Yeah. Ron mentions his Alexis Fly. Because I see you, sis. Okay? So they go on to talk about who they don't like. AJ immediately brings up Stacy and Chrysanthemum. Yep. He said it makes it very uncomfortable for us to talk to them because we don't know if we're going to fight for our love every night, or
it's the whole
if it's
like
be some
approaching
drama.
A group of girls out and they all with their friends, and it's
but
always
if
one
you're doing that, just buy everybody
that's trying
drinks.
To interrupt, and then the lonely one wanted the attention, and it's like we on a dating show where we supposed to be having one-on-one time and be paired up. We're not doing the loud best friends at the club table together. So I understand them being like, yo, y'all got to break this freaking frack mess up.
I get that too. I get that too. I think that cliquey kind of energy is not really what we're here for.
No.
And I think that honestly, and I don't want to get it messed up, I absolutely positively think that you can go into a room full of women and meet a woman and vibe with her so deeply that you just like, I did this with Thomasina. I met Thomasina through somebody, and we just was like, all right, you could go. And we kept going, like, because we was like, you the one, like, you know what I mean? So I know that can happen, right? But I do feel like the way that they're doing it is counterproductive to what they're actually there for, right? So they told him straight up that Stacey got to go, and then they start to mention Tressa and say, well, she's giving off the homie vibe and everything like that, which they never described anybody else as, which means...
Yes, they did.
Who did they describe as homie?
It was somebody else early in the season. I don't remember her name because it was a lot of them.
Y'all, if y'all remember, bust down and let us know. But I don't remember that.
Yeah, somebody else got kicked off because they was for the same reason.
So they basically say that, you know, we got to take out Tressa and Stacey because David was ready. David was like, well, from the date I had with Stacey,
I was ready. I couldn't wait for David to get this chance.
David took his time.
He took his time.
This is why David is a silent assassin. David shows up on a date and says, "Oh, you look beautiful as always." Because I'm about to get you the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I know David was in the room like, y'all, can I do this? Like, please let me. Either David asked him like, y'all, my brothers, please allow me to do this. Or somebody came in. I think it was the old head that always say baby, and he said Joel said, baby, I got you. You can we gonna do this for you, baby. You can go in there and lay the axe down on Stacey and go ahead and give her the boot. And then David said, you know what, thank you so much. Like,
because I think it was different. I think David was going on a date with Tressa and Joel was going on a date with Stacey. And at the last minute, David was like, brother, please.
I need this. Let me have it.
But he give me, y'all. I like David, and I want to be very clear. That's the kind of energy I usually like lean towards anyway. And I feel like David absolutely wanted to do something conniving.
Oh, he definitely did.
Like that was poetic justice.
Yeah.
That's what they call poetic justice, y'all. Like you can't even like write this. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. And I felt like for him to show up there and tell her like, "Oh, you look beautiful as always," he already knew what it was.
Oh yeah.
He could not wait. And she was Mama said, I felt like I was cheated.
I don't even know.
I feel like I should be able to show up and be honest and speak how. See, the problem. I'm about to go on a rant.
You was cheated because you were kicked off. Like how are you cheated? That didn't make any sense to me.
And I want to be clear.
Because you went through the process like everybody else, and they decided to move on from you.
This conversation is longer than the episode, but I want to be clear. The way people think honesty is a fascinating thing, right? Because what is honest to you may not be honest to somebody else. What is truth for you may not be the truth for somebody else, right? So I'm saying that to say, people will come into your space and share something in a disrespectful manner, in a manner that may be rude, and cloak it in honesty. Mm-hmm. When in fact, that's not what it is. You're nasty. Mm-hmm. You're mean. Okay? You're not being honest. You want to intentionally say things that bother and hurt my spirit. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the type of bitch that Stacey is. But I said that in the beginning.
No, that's not what you said. You just said
I said it was something wrong with her. And I knew it because my spidey senses be tingling. Y'all want to read? And
no, all right, we done. That's it. Stacey got kicked off. Tressa got kicked off. And that was it. That was a surprise, though.
Oh, that was it. I know. I was surprised.
I didn't think they was going to do 2D. I think they did that for drama. Like, they ain't going to catch this. I think that was just a drama thing.
You think?
Yeah. They did that for like, here's a twist. You know what I mean?
I don't like the way this is set up. I don't know if there's a better way that this can be done. But I feel like
it's not great. We talked about that the other week.
Yeah, I don't like the way
it's
this
not great,
set
but
up.
you know, it is what it is.
And we're going to continue to watch Ready to Love. And I hope you guys join us. I'm sorry I got so buzzed in the end. It really snuck up on me, y'all. I'm really, really sorry. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Bust down, subscribe to this channel. Let us know what you're thinking. How you feeling about Ready to Love? And who are the matches that you see coming up?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.